Hello and thank you for joining me at DIY on a Dime. My name is Jennifer and today I thought we'd work on some cute projects for indoors. This one is very simple and all you're going to need is a few items to make a really cute wall decor item. Very simple, easy, and cheap to make. Let's get started. I picked up most of my items at the dollar store. But you're going to need 3 frames. You are also going to need to pick out a wall cling of your choice. There are several to choose from, so just pick one that works for you. Then you are going to need ribbon. I picked out a silver twine that I picked up on clearance at Christmas. Then you're going to need glue, which we are going to use E6000 today, clamps. You will also need scissors, a needle nose plier, and some thumbtacks. All right, now that we have all of our frames in front of us, we're gonna go ahead and turn them around and remove the backing. This way we can get our frames ready for the next step. With our backings removed, we're gonna take our needle nose pliers and we are going to pull the back holders out of the frames. Be careful not to harm the frame in the process. They're usually pretty easy to remove, just grab and wiggle. You're going to repeat this process for all 3 frames. Take quick note of the interior of the frame as this will come into play later on in the process. Now it's time to clean up our glass. This is quite a lengthy process because you want to make sure that you clean everything from the inside out and that you do your best to leave no fingerprints. I achieved this by keeping my fingers on the exterior of the glass while I cleaned and flipped it over. This part will become very important when we're applying the cling later on. Remember that interior border I showed you? That is where we're going to be applying our E6000. You're going to want to apply a healthy bead of glue on all 4 corners. Once you have applied the glue, you're going to make sure that you level it out as best as possible to eliminate fallout on the glass. Then you will apply your glass as evenly as possible in the interior. Now you're going to repeat this step for the next 2 frames. And voila, there we go. 3 frames ready to go. You want to double check and make sure your clings fit in the frames you've chosen, just like that. While the glass is drying, we're going to start working on our hanging mechanism. In order to do this, you're going to take your string or ribbon, in my case I'm using cord, and you're going to use a dry fit method to apply your string to the corners and find a hanging length that works best for you. While working with this particular cord, I discovered that it liked to fray. So, in order to get a handle on the fraying, I decided to tape the ends and cut through the middle. This added a little bit of effort, but it worked out perfectly in the end. Once you have decided on a length, you're going to cut 3 identical pieces to match. We are going to apply our hanging mechanism. To do that, you are going to place a large bead of glue in the inside corner of each end. Then you're going to take your cord and you are going to attach it to each end. Using my finger, I went ahead and pushed it into the corners so that it could make a nice bond. To ensure it dried in the proper placement, I applied clamps to each corner. Because of the thickness of the cord I was using, it proved to be a little difficult, but I eventually got it in the end. To ensure the glue is properly setting, I set the frames aside to dry. Once I was satisfied that the frames were pretty much set, I went ahead and applied a thumbtack to each corner just to ensure that it wasn't going to move. These particular frames were very thin, so I didn't want to use anything longer than a thumbtack. And guess what? We're going to repeat that process for the next 2 frames. Now they're ready to go for hanging. Once all 3 frames are tacked and ready to go, it is time to apply our cling. For this particular cling, I didn't have to use precise measurements. I basically eyeballed the center of the frame and applied my saying. Once you've applied your cling to the glass, use the heat of your finger and gently rub all the way around the corners to ensure that the cling makes a proper connection to the glass. Remember, once you've applied the cling, if there is any lint on the glass or fingerprints, it will be very difficult to remove. If you do notice any lint, hair, or dust on your glass, please make sure you do an extra cleaning. This will eliminate any hassle later on down the road. Anything stuck underneath the cling will apply a permanent indentation in the cling. Please remember, you can choose any cling. The beauty of this particular project is you can make it match any home decor. Thank you for joining me today at DIY on a Dime. If you like this project as much as I did, please press the like button below, share with family and friends, and please subscribe for more DIY videos. Before you take off, let's take a look at our final project breakdown. We used 3 frames at $1 a piece, that's $3. 1 wall vinyl or cling at $1, a spool of ribbon for 99 cents, and a whole package of thumbtacks for 99 cents. Total project, $5.98. Don't forget to subscribe so you can join me for my next awesome project. Thank you for joining me on DIY on a Dime. We'll see you next time.